Good morning. What we have here is a beautiful day for a drive through the heart of central Ohio. I'm on 71 northbound right now, just past the exits for US 30, which would head over to Wooster and Canton and Massillon, and now we're up in Ashland County. Eventually we will hit Lodi, and that's where I'm going to turn on Interstate 76. That's actually the western terminus of Interstate 76, for all you Interstate Terminus fans out there. Goes from Lodi, Ohio, all the way across to, I believe, Camden, New Jersey on the east. If anyone knows that for certain, you can correct me. I don't feel like checking right now, but yeah, go ahead and let me know if you know that for certain. So just see what's going on today. I'm actually heading over to Warren, Ohio, which is about a half-hour north of Youngstown and Girard, right on the western edge of the state of Ohio, right on the Pennsylvania line. Have some work to do out there today. Might do a video on Warren. Might attach it to the end of this. If I do, you'll certainly be among the first to find out. Here we are coming up on the exit for Congress, Ohio. West Salem and Congress. I always wonder when I drive by here if the people of Congress, Ohio are as divisive and corrupt as the Congress we all know and love in D.C. I always picture it having just 100 residents, half of whom hate the other half. Can't get anything done. Maybe some residents have been there for like 20 or 30 years, and others just come and stay for like 2 years and leave. I don't know. These are the things you think about on long drives, I guess. Oh look, only 24 miles to Medina. No relation to Bob Baffert's Kentucky Derby winning horse, as far as I know. Also, this Medina, unlike the horse, is not currently involved in a potential doping scandal. I actually bet on that horse. I don't always bet on horse races, but every so often for the Derby I like to throw a couple of dollars down. I bet $4. That was two $2 bets, and I put it on Medina to win just because of the town in Ohio, and he won. So I went and collected, it came to $52.80, I think it was. So I don't know if they decide to reject the horse and say it was doping. If they're going to call me up and want my money back, they have no way to find me, so I think I'm kind of free and clear. But I got mine, even if they have to go and give theirs back. So I'm happy. $52 was incidentally just the exact amount that I spent taking a friend out to a nice Mexican dinner the other night. So I guess the horse paid for that. Still a beautiful day for a drive. Coming up on 76 pretty soon here. That was mile marker 200. Just a bit more to go. And now we are crossing into Medina County. There we go. The gas prices up here, $2.93 for unleaded. That has skyrocketed in the last couple days. Something to do with a pipeline going down is what I heard. But man, I mean, literally filled up my tank on Friday for $2.62 a gallon. So that's a giant jump. Hopefully short-lived. Well, here we are. The long-awaited, long-promised Interstate 76, coming up in just a mile, leading off to beautiful land of Lodi or Akron, depending on which way you choose to go. Wonder if Lodi has any connection to that old Creedence Clearwater Revival song, or if that's just a coincidence. Maybe they were passing through Ohio and liked the name, I don't know. Here we are, just a half mile away. You can feel the excitement. It's nearly palpable. There we go. Interstate 76. Don't want to go that way. Don't want to get stuck in Lodi again. So here we are. Make the curve. Make the second curve. Third curve. You really want to make sure you're awake on this one. I guess if you're not, there's not a whole lot to hit off these sides, just some Phragmites rushes on the one side and some kind of other grass on the other side. Nice thing about the Midwest, miles and miles of flat. And here we are, Interstate 76. This is the interchange for Ohio State Route 3. That's actually a fascinating highway, would be a good drive at some point in the future there. Ohio State Route 3 used to be known as the 3C Highway because it connects Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland. Then back in the 20s, when they decided they needed to number all the highways, Ohio decided to have that highway named Highway 3. Originally, they were going to name it Highway 1, but because it was already known as the 3C Highway, it seemed easier just to name it Highway 3. Highway 2 runs across the north of the state from Conneaut and Ashtabula through Cleveland and across Sandusky, Toledo, and out west. And fun trivia fact is there is no Ohio State Route 1, since, of course, 3 was going to be 1 and they changed it. They never replaced it with another Highway 1, so we are one-less. I don't think oneness is a word. Maybe it is. Anyway, just another fascinating piece of trivia for you to make your time watching this video worthwhile. Now you can at least say you learned something while enjoying this beautiful drive with me. Wadsworth. Next 3 exits. Yeah, so anyway, Route 3, Ohio State 3. I'll probably do some videos driving the sections of that. Quite a bit of it actually follows the original alignment, which goes back over 100 years now. And it does pass right through Westerville, Ohio, which is my current hometown. I just moved last week. Still in the process of unpacking many boxes and setting things up. Still have bare walls and all that, but I moved out of the city of Columbus and up into beautiful suburb of Westerville. Alright, I've pulled off the highway here to stop and get myself a little caffeine fix. This is Route 43 in Wadsworth, Ohio. Stopping at the Dunkin' Donuts. They've recently rebranded as Dunkin'. Dropped the donuts, though I believe they do still sell them. Not sure why they didn't just call themselves Dunk. We always used to call them the Dunk growing up in New England, so that would have been a better name, but not my choice. Just the other side of the highway from here is a really cool Comfort Inn that has a giant pool, play area. They call it an aquatic playground or something like that. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend that Comfort Inn on Route 43 if you're ever staying in this area. I'm in Barberton right now, which is in Summit County, Ohio. Seem to have hit a little traffic. Not sure what the holdup is. There's some construction or something going on here. Looked at my GPS. It doesn't look too bad, so fingers crossed we don't get to spend the day in Barberton, but we'll see. Still in traffic here. There's a blank sign. They've covered it up. They don't want you to know what it used to say. Here's another covered up sign. Mystery signs. The mystery signs of Ohio along Interstate 76. Still a lot of traffic through here, but at least we're rolling. And now we are coming into the Akron Curve here. This is the part of 76 where you have to take an exit off of 76 in order to stay on 76. You actually have to do that twice. If you stay straight, it becomes 277 to Canton. And I believe on the second one, it becomes 8 going up to Cleveland. Anyhow, you have to exit the highway twice in order to stay on the highway. I've learned that the hard way. I think they do that to make sure you're paying attention and maybe to weed out the newcomers. It's Akron for you. And we are on the Akron Square now. I'm calling it that because if you look at a map, it makes a big square where the highways go. And as you see, if I stay in this lane, I will be in Cleveland. 77. So I need 76. Let's get over a lane. There we go. And then we can take another turn and continue our way through Akron. Sports fans will know Akron as the birthplace of NBA superstar LeBron James. Music fans will know Akron as the home of prog rock group Devo, and automotive fans will of course know Akron as the home of Goodyear tires as well as Summit Auto Racing, and last but not least, blimp aficionados will know Akron as the home of the Goodyear blimps. Many times driving through here, I've seen one taking off and slowly making its way across the sky, heading to some sporting event or another to provide the aerial shots that we all have come to know and love. I've never been in a blimp, but I've heard from people who have that it's a very surreal experience. It's very quiet, and it moves so slowly and so gently that you really don't realize that you're moving. They don't go terribly fast, but they do go pretty high, and of course you're flying. I don't know what they travel, maybe 30, 40 miles an hour. But you don't feel like you're flying so much as just floating, and that would be very strange. I don't know if it's quiet or if you can hear the engines. I think it has those big propellers, so I'd imagine you can hear that. But it would be a neat thing to get to see the world by blimp if you weren't in a terribly big hurry. We're coming up here to downtown Akron. Despite all those wonderful things that have come from Akron, the city itself retains a not great reputation, which is a shame, and it is something they're trying to work really hard to improve upon. I've actually been here and through here many times, and I've noticed it's getting better every time. The Akron Art Museum is an absolute treasure. Get some really awesome stuff. There's, of course, the university, which has a really fun, cool neighborhood around. Lots of young people, lots of energy. There's definitely a vibrancy, and they're definitely trying to work on improving the city. It does have the big advantage right now for young people and artists and all that. The rents are really low, so, you know, place to go where there's a critical mass of interesting people and rents are low, and make something happen. Then the rents can go up because now it's an interesting place, and then the artists can't afford to live there, and they all move, and I guess find the next new place. Hopefully Youngstown. Youngstown needs so much help. A little bit of a view of Youngstown, excuse me, of Akron here, above the Jersey barriers. Not too much to see, thanks to that, but a little bit of the town here. Here we are passing the exit for University of Akron, home of the Zips, one of the greatest names in college sports. And there's 8 going up to Cuyahoga Falls. Now that's a beautiful little town, surrounded by a national park and waterfalls, and really funky, cool downtown. Small town, but a lot to do. We are coming up to Goodyear right here. Goodyear Avenue and Innovation Way and all that. Move it around a little here and see the big old factories as we go by. This is where it happens. That's what made Akron the rubber capital of the world. Here's Goodyear. There's some more of Goodyear over here. And over here. Many very large buildings on both sides of the highway. It's a big company. Has been for a long time now. Rubber is really what built Akron. Sorry, LeBron. Though I guess LeBron's career was built by a rubber ball, so, you know, still all comes back to rubber. And speaking of rubber, here's where the rubber meets the road at Summit Racing. Interstate 76 heading east from Akron. Only 41 miles to Youngstown. I'm not going quite that far. 105 to Pittsburgh. And we come into Brimfield here, which is Portage County. Or Portage County, as one of my pretentious professors back in college insisted on referring to it. Even then I thought it sounded a bit haughty, but, you know, you don't say anything to your professors. Especially before grading has ended. Still beautiful, beautiful weather up here. Nice clear sky, just light little clouds. Those are the kind of clouds I'd love to be able to paint. I do a lot of painting in my downtime. I'm not fantastic, but I do enjoy it. It's a great relaxing way to spend time. And yeah, if I could paint clouds like that, I'd be very happy. I'd put them in everything, even inappropriate things. You know, picture of a basement, clouds, still life with watermelon, diet bright, and clouds. Picture of a cave full of clouds, you name it. Hey look, I painted a picture of an aquarium. Wow, those fish are great, but why are there so many clouds? That's a great question. Alright, coming up here to Kent. Of course, home of Kent State University. One of Ohio's many fine regional state colleges, and one that obviously is best known for the events of May 5th, 1970. 51 years ago this week, in fact. Kind of crazy to think that it's been that long. I certainly wasn't around for it, but 50 years is a long time. I think Kent State wants to move past that image, but I don't know if they ever will. I think that's what people think of when they think of Kent State, for good or for bad. But at least it has cemented them a legacy and a reputation, and people have heard of them, and that probably does help enrollment. So there's definitely some good to come out of something like that. That's a pretty small amount of good, but you know, take what you can get, I guess. The bad's gonna happen no matter what. You might as well find the silver lining. And the sign tells us that we are inching slowly toward Youngstown and Pittsburgh. At least we're through the traffic. Getting into some beautiful, beautiful open countryside here. This is Rootstown, which I actually covered several videos ago. I did a vlog of my drive through southern Portage County, and Rootstown was one of the towns I passed through, along with Brimfield and a few others. Really pretty drive. If you feel like taking a look at that video, it's down there in my channel. That was a few weeks ago. It wasn't quite as green as it is right now. Now this is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful place to drive through. I love all these trees. And we're coming up to another Dunkin' Donuts. I won't be stopping. I have my hot and fresh, extra large coffee. Which I have been sipping on as I'm driving. Definitely helps to wake me up and pass the time, and it's a lot better than drinking a pop or snacking, which are very unhealthy habits while driving. No, no, no. You can get in big trouble if you snack for 2 hours straight. But coffee fills you up and it has almost no calories, a little bit of energy, tastes delicious. That works for me. Looks like we're coming up to another mileage sign here. Let's see. Looks like Youngstown is 32 miles and Pittsburgh is only 94 now. So just an hour and a half, I could be in Pittsburgh. Think of that. Don't think too long, but you know. And here we are coming into lake country in northeast Ohio. Several large, beautiful lakes all around, called the Portage Lakes. Well worth a visit as well. Lots of cool little wineries and brew pubs and seafood restaurants and such on the lakes. So even if you don't have a boat, you can still sit out and enjoy the view. It's still cold today. 52 degrees right now at about 12:30 in the afternoon, so not a hot day, but it's only early May and the warmth is coming soon. At least that's what they tell me. Some of the countryside, there's an oil well. You'll see that every so often around here. Some low rolling farm country. Lots of trees. Ohio has a bad reputation, I think, as just being a flat state full of corn. And to be fair, there is a lot of that. There is a lot of flat state full of corn. But as you get up into the northeast of Ohio, it's very heavily forested. And of course, there's cities. Southeastern Ohio is hilly. Doesn't get up into what I would call a mountain by any stretch, but definitely hilly. So there is more than just corn. It's like people say New Jersey is nothing but interstates and rest areas. Of course, in the case of New Jersey, it's mostly true, but there's also Atlantic City. They just don't like to talk about it. And there you go. The next mile marker sign. And we're coming up to one of the beautiful Portage County lakes now. If memory serves me correct, from looking at the route this morning, it is going to be Lake Milton. But we'll find out for sure here in just a few moments. But first we do get to see the new county. There we go. And yes, it is Lake Milton. It's a pretty lake. And Newton Falls and Lake Milton exit. Zip code aficionados will know Newton Falls as being zip code 44444. They're very, very proud of that there. There's a giant sign telling you when you come into town about their exciting zip code. Don't know if there's any other places that have all 5 digits the same. I imagine there must be some, I just don't know who they are. If you do, let me know. This is my exit today, so let's go. Newton Falls and Berlin Lake the other way. Berlin Lake is a lake I went past also in that tour of southern Portage County that I did last a few weeks ago. Very pretty lake. I actually had a chance to stop there briefly in that video so you can see it a little more clearly. Passing over 76. And there is a really neat abandoned old house here. Whenever I see that sort of thing, I always wonder who used to live there and what happened. Why no one wanted the house anymore after they moved. Maybe there was no relations, or maybe there was a fight over ownership, and by the time they got around to it, there was nothing left to salvage. Any sorts of reasons, but it's a fun thought exercise to think of why and how something like that could happen. Crossing into Trumbull County. This is Ohio Highway 534. Scenic Historic Highway 534. Some beautiful old barns and farmhouses up here. I always love going through the countryside like this. One of the nice things about living in Columbus area is just a couple minutes drive in most directions, and you can be in countryside surrounded by corn, cows, sheep, goats, apples. No excuse not to eat fresh eggs and fresh corn and fresh milk here. You don't have to try hard to find it, that's for sure. Here's some cornfields coming up now, in fact. Not too many up in this area, but there's always a few. It is still Ohio after all. We have a reputation to uphold. And here we are, coming into Newton Falls. It's Newton Falls Corporation Limit. And driving along the main street here, that's Milton Boulevard, through Newton Falls. Just to the west of here is Lake Milton that we drove across. Huge boating and fishing area. There's a winery right on the north coast of it. Definitely a big tourist draw to the area. And coming into the main part of Newton Falls, the beating heart of Newton Falls, where all the magic happens. There's Big D's Newton Grill. car wash, Family Dollar. Here's a pizzeria. Love the signage here. Cafe 534 bar. That's great. Love that. Beautiful. Got an IGA and a Dairy Queen and an auto parts shop. This is the heart of 44444. Shame it's Highway 534 and not Highway 444, because then you could have just the most amazing address. No one would even believe it was real. We turn left at the Ace Hardware. Head across the creek here. And continue to see beautiful Newton Falls. And a cute little store made up to look like the old railroad station. Possibly it was the old railroad station, I'm not sure. But up here is the Newton Falls covered bridge. We can take a drive across it. Erected in 1831, this is the oldest covered bridge in the state of Ohio still in service. Newton Falls, Ohio. I love covered bridges. In fact, covered bridges are so much fun, I've decided I'm going to turn around and we'll go over it a second time. Here's a little information on it. If you want to pause the video here, you can take the time to read it. I'll zoom in. And there you go. And now onto the bridge, one more time. Once more into the bridge, dear friends, once more into the bridge. 1831, 190 years old bridge. Still standing, still functional. That is truly amazing. Absolutely astounds me. Here's something you don't expect to see in Ohio. That's the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty right here in Newton Falls, Ohio. And here we are downtown, Main Street. Well, of course, it's not called Main Street. It is the main street in town. It's actually West Broad Street. But that doesn't make it any less main. And we are going to cross another little bridge here when we come to it. Take a quick walk around over here. All right, we have the walk signal. So we're heading over here to the Veterans Park. Nice little display here to honor the fallen heroes of Newton Falls from all the various wars. And passing the gazebo. And a couple of nice benches. You can see the bridge from the side here. And this is going to take us over to the actual falls, from which Newton Falls gathers its name. They put in a hydroelectric on most of the rivers in this area 100 years ago, back when they first thought of electricity, give or take. So, no longer a natural falls here, unfortunately. But still an impressive bit of nature and an impressive bit of engineering alongside of it. You can actually see just past this dam, the limestone overhang, which would have been the original falls before they decided to get some electricity out of it. Green electricity before they even knew what environmentalism was. They have a nice staircase down, so let's see what we can see from down here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice view from here. There's the water tower. I'll zoom out, we can get it all in one. The water tower and the falls. It's pretty loud, I don't even know if you can hear me. Hopefully. Otherwise, this will be very odd bit of silent video. Just the roar of the water. And down here at the bottom of the stairs, sort of a natural sidewalk, natural walkway alongside the river. As it flows northward, which is pretty unusual, flows northward up to Lake Erie. For some reason, rivers seem to almost always flow south or east or west. North is less common, but this one does flow north. And back in the car, here's the 44444 post office. That's exciting. Maybe not that exciting. I don't know. That's your opinion. My opinion is it's exciting. Pretty church. And as we leave Newton Falls, as promised, the giant billboard sign proclaiming their zip code pride. There it is. Newton Falls has zip 44444. Not just that Newton Falls, Ohio 44444. No, they want you to know that Newton Falls has that zip code, that very zip code. And so all those businesses, you can stop and visit them. If you want to write to them, use zip code 44444. And I have made it to, believe it or not, the center of the world, right here in northeastern Ohio. Center of the world. This is it. Everywhere else is just judged by the distance they are from here. Center of the world. So when you get to the center, you can feel free to stay at the Gateway Motel. Though I don't know if much is happening there these days. Another abandoned house. And there's Lee's. And center of the world storage. You could keep your stuff in the center of the world. I guess you'd never worry about losing it. You don't wonder where you put it. You'll never forget. No, it's right there in the center. Right in the center of the world. Here's center of the world car dealership. And gas station. A salt barn. Looks like a florist here. With a porta potty. So you could leave your dump in the center of the world. And there is the sign, the back of the sign, welcoming you from the other direction. So I guess we have left the center of the world and we're back to the periphery. If the center is where it was all happening, it hasn't happened there in a long time. Perhaps the edges are where it's at. But now you've seen the center of the world. It's a great place to end this video. So I shall. Alright, well now I have my delicious Dunkin' Donuts coffee here. Not a sponsor, but they are my favorite coffee. I've been known to drive past a lot of Starbucks and Jittery Joe's and everywhere else just to get myself a nice Dunkin' Donuts fix. Again, they're not a sponsor, just my opinion. Although if they wanted to send me something, I would not be opposed. I'm gonna leave you guys here, get back to my drive, enjoy my coffee, and hope you have a great day and enjoy the video, and I will talk to you all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Catch you the next time. Bye.